our #1 food brand. We're really excited that we've got Rastelli in the show. And Rastelli in the show in the way that, yeah, they have won in the past, 2-time Customer Choice Award winner for most recommended brand. They also are the ones who actually provide the chops and the meats to the world's only 7-star restaurant in Dubai. I'm going to turn this over. And so right now, they're bringing us today 10 6-ounce Black Angus Sirloin steaks. How delicious does that look? Each one of them 6 ounces, so nice and full size. 5 easy payments of $19.99. It's brand new. We have it ready to send out to you. They are individually vacuum sealed, so you take them out when you need them. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. M85756 is your item number. What do you need to know? Black Angus. So, of course, right, fine, tender, juicy,
marbled,
flavorful, marbled, aged minimally 28 days, which we love, from those small family farms that the Rastelli Group has been has had a relationship with for years and years. I'm going to welcome in Ray Rastelli because he's with me. I actually, just right off the top, need to tell you that I don't have that many to go around. So if you're thinking that you've got grilling in your life or on your mind for Father's Day that's coming up, or you're going to have a family reunion, or you know what, you just want to do like a backyard grill for you and your nuclear family, this is the way to do it. Hi, Ray Rastelli.
Ray Sherty, it is wonderful to be here with you. I love that.
Ray Sherty! Yay!
Cheers to you, Ray.
Cheers, Ray.
And I brought one of my favorites because
Yeah.
it's the everything steak. So we know it's grilling season. So
Right.
you can cut this, or you can have this just as a great steak. But I'm going to show you real quick where it comes from and what you can do with it, because I call it the everything steak. So you always want to have these in your freezer because you can do everything with them. So we start with this piece of meat. This is a Black Angus sirloin. This is, you can see how much fat is on this, right? That's good because we want the fat to stay on the outside while we age it. Now we're going to age this for 28 days, just like that. But then here's what we do with it. Once it's aged, we completely trim it, and you can see how this is completely trimmed.
Yes.
Now, you will never get a sirloin steak like this in a grocery store. We cut it right down the center, and then let me show you how beautiful the steaks are that you're going to get. So you never get the end. You're going to start with the center cut, and each steak is center cut. And I want you to see how, number one, it is completely marbled. Look at that marbling.
Wow.
That's what you get in a Black Angus sirloin steak, Rachel. But you're also going to see there's no fat on this steak from one side to the other side. All you see is beautiful marbling, and that's what makes it tender. But this is the thing that I love about this steak. You can actually be the butcher at home. I've made a bunch of things here, but look how easy it is. As a steak, it's wonderful, just like that. But how about if I take my steak and I get it home, and I want to make kebabs for my Memorial Day? Here's what I got to do. The steak is completely boneless. It's got no fat on it. It's completely trimmed. Just take your knife, make beautiful cubes just like this, put them on your kebabs. And remember, when you make your cubes, don't make big cubes because that means the meat won't cook as fast as your vegetables. But look at that. I've made kebabs here. I've cut them small here for a ragu or for a chili. I've pounded it out here for a fried steak, a chicken fried steak. I've got Philly steak. I've got fajita meat. I can do everything with this steak, and it's why I call it the everything steak. And it's lean. It's got no fat, but you know what? It's tender and it's juicy to every single bite.
And that's why I now have fewer than 500 to go around, because everyone's going, oh, you know what? Actually, I just need to have this in my freezer because then I can take it out and I've got my protein for whatever I want to do with it. If I want to do the kebabs, if I want to make those the steaks, if I want to make a steak on its own, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, a stir fry, right? Or if I want to cube some up and I want to make a chili, who knows, right? There are the chili cook-offs. We go into the middle of Westchester all the time for big, huge chili cook-offs. This is under $100 at 5 easy payments of $19.99 because there's 6 ounces a piece. If you wanted to do a little bit of the surf and turf because we had the salmon earlier, right? You could easily do that as well. So you got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them at $19.99. making them as a steak dinner. I'm about to take a bite too. Or just putting it on top of a salad. But Ray, you know what? You were talking about the difference in terms of what we get at the grocery store. Tell us why we are coming to you, America's Butcher, for this.
So there's so many differences, but here's the key with it. Number one, it's Black Angus from small family farms that I've worked with for over 45 years. Now, that's so critical because you have to trust your butcher. My mom had a simple saying. She would trust her kids to her doctors, her dentist, and her butcher. And you can see out in these beautiful pastures where our cows are raised, beautiful grasses they're eating. They're in a great climate. We know where they come from. We know what they're fed. And when it gets to us, Rachel, we then age it, which you never see aging in a grocery store.
Right.
We completely trim it, which they never do in a grocery store, because we want you to eat from one end to the other. And every one, as you mentioned, is individually vacuum packed.
Ray, it was funny. The other day, I had I had broccoli in my refrigerator that I was like, okay, if I don't cook this tonight, I'm not going to be able to cook it another night, right? I took one of these steaks, sliced it up into like a stir fry, and I did like a beef and broccoli.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I did a beef and broccoli.
Yep.
I got to tell you, one steak with the broccoli made 2 meals. I had a friend over. It was great. These are so versatile, and you'll use them. And by the way, if you're like in a pinch to defrost them, just put them in cold water, and they defrost in like less than 20 minutes. They defrost very quickly because they're the perfect size. But Ray, you know what my friend said was, this is better than any beef and broccoli I've ever ordered from a restaurant. Because the meat, you could actually chew right through it, right? You didn't have to, it wasn't chewy, right? You just literally bit right through it, and it was delicious.
Flavorful.
Yeah, and part of it's the aging process, but it's really about where we start. We start with the finest Black Angus cattle. Now, what's really noticeable is when you cut these steaks like I did, look at this with a fork. Tell me when you could go through a sirloin steak with a fork like this. Look how simple that is. Right through that sirloin steak. Now, I mean, these are nice thick cuts as well, but I'm still going right through that sirloin steak.
Wow.
And I'm still going. So it's this kind of steak that, as a steak, and I know we've got the barbecues coming, you can throw it on that grill, you're gonna be thrilled, your guests are gonna be thrilled, but I like using it for everything.
Thank you. Ray, you know what? We gotta go because it's last call, so make sure you complete your purchase so you actually get it. 10 of these at 5 easy payments of $19.99, ships to you for free. Thank you so much, Ray Rastelli.
Thanks, Ray.
We appreciate it
Thank
when
you guys.
come.
All right, great seeing you both. Bye-bye now.
All right, stand in line.